Morning, Daryl. How are we doing this morning? It's about 6:08 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 30th of September, 2023. Yeah, you know me, the Wayward John's here, Roseman, California. The diary of the griever named John Weaver, which would be me. Yeah, about Anaheim and about the shutdown. I knew this damn thing was going to kill us, especially when these guys kept talking about it for months. And the way the so-called Trumplican Party has been trying to manage things. I knew we were going to get to it. I mean, it was a sick ass feeling I had that we were going to see a shutdown here, and it's going to be nailing our ass to the wall on this one. So if you're going to be dependent upon any government services at this point, my friend, you're definitely going to be screwed. And actually, I think I'll be sending a copy of this over to Beau, the fifth column. He likes to talk about stuff like this. But somehow he should have been. We should have had more cameras and more issues concerning about Anaheim last night. The gas bag came out and made Anaheim look like it was the biggest thing around, but it really wasn't. I mean, if there was that much, where the hell's the rest of the damn videos out there anyway? We had what was it, a few nights ago, we actually had well, the sandbox routine. And Trump didn't come out. He comes out after the damn thing is over. And then he tries to push and badmouth his way, thinking that he knows better. He knows California. He don't know any of us. Are you kidding me? Good Lord. I'm a native out here. I know more about the stuff about what's happening in California than this asshole does. And some of the stuff I just can't figure out is probably economic issues we have in different territories. The smaller mom and pops can't afford police as much or private security unless it's going to be draining them dry. And we got these flash mobs happening all over the damn place. My guess is they're using text or whatever kind of online thing it is to coordinate what they're doing. Send out a text, and then you got the idiots coming out and raiding malls and strip malls. Some of them are well coordinated. The other ones are just flash mobs. But the flash mobs are all somewhat coordinated as well because how do you get that many people to nail a specific target like a mall? You need social media for that. It'll coordinate with these assholes. And they say that we need more policing out there. Well, I would agree to it, but in order to get that much policing, we need the fundings necessary for that. In order to do that, and I hate to say this, but we're going to need to get more taxes. You can't pay for services without having the funding necessary, and the funding necessary is taxes. Maybe a jump into sales tax, property taxes. Sure as hell ain't going to be the gas taxes because the gas taxes are supposed to be paying for infrastructure, roads and highways, maintenance on those damn things. And people are already complaining about how high the damn gas price is, about $67 and sometimes $8 an hour out here in California. We got gas refineries, and we're still charging an arm and a leg, and then taking out the rest of the body parts in order for people to drive their cars. We're trying to be we're trying to put people into electric cars because we're thinking they're going to be more fuel efficient. We don't have to worry about the gas prices to a point. It still takes a hell of a lot of resources to get those electric vehicles, doesn't it? Manufacturing, mining, if the resources are available on a constant basis. We're not talking about the metal construction of the vehicle itself. We're also talking about the power source. Just where the hell we're going to be getting the necessary material to continue to create the battery sources necessary to drive the damn vehicle. As far as I can understand, they're non-renewable uh, sources of minerals just to make the damn batteries. And it could be highly pollutable too. It was just as bad as trying to drive our own damn cars for over a century and a half, apparently. I was also hit upon the water situation, and I was going off on that one because water is precious out here. It's a political and also economic, and not to mention survival. Beau, I understand you live in the southeast area. You're constantly dealing with the heat and humidity out there. You're also surrounded by water in the area. I mean, if you are living in Florida, then you are surrounded by water. The one thing that they hadn't bothered thinking about for a hell of a long while is trying to put desalinization plants out in your territory. They kept talking about it out here in the West Coast for years. They kept voting it down because it's too damn expensive for these people to have that kind of situation. You know, see ugly plants along the coastline sucking up the ocean water, trying to scrub out all the minerals necessary for drinking water. They're going to have to do that, and there's going to have to be bond measures for that out here in the West Coast. For the East Coast, you guys ain't doing it. And I know one thing, if we happen to get the water levels rising like crazy, even about an inch, you guys are going to get flooded out like crazy. I mean, seriously, your coastlines are going to be nailed, dude. It's bad enough you're dealing with a severe weather issue regarding hurricanes. And they're going to get stronger and more violent. You're going to get more of the storm systems out there. So how are we supposed to deal with this shit? Makes the hell out of me. And you, Daryl, up in northern area, you also understand what it feels like to have a heat wave happening, roasting your asses up there. But you also understand what it's like to have cold weather sock you in. How's the climate been up there for a while? And did anybody happen to remember that there were still fires going on up in Canada, but hardly anybody talks about them anymore? Except maybe if the smoke was going to get a hell of a lot worse. And then you guys probably get smoked out. Daryl, you practically freaked out when it came down for the air quality dropping like crazy. I always made light of the damn thing because I grew up in an area where we dealt with that on a constant basis out here. And if it wasn't for regulations out here trying to control the air quality out here, we would be having a hell of a lot, well, just bad enough time as China is having with their air quality. And they don't give a shit. They really don't. It's bad enough we had to live with filters all the damn time. Very few people around here I'm seeing that they're wearing masks simply because of the biological nightmare we had. But not just because the air quality is that bad for people to breathe. No, we haven't got to that point yet. I don't know what you Floridians are going to be doing there, Daryl. I mean, I'm sorry, Daryl. You're still up in the northern area. I meant Beau. I don't know what you guys are going to be able to deal with. I mean, your time for election in order to change the guard in Florida. I hope you guys are all set to get rid of sanctimonious and try to get someone in the office that knows what the hell he's doing, or she, or they. Let's just hope that it'll be kind enough for all of us. It still has me worried. I'd seen some of the crap that's being put out there. Still worries me that people still have a conniption fit over things. And I still have to call them on it from time to time. And I did see the debates, and they were a fiasco. It wasn't debates, it was just fiasco. Other than that, we'll see what the hell goes on. I hope you gentlemen are taking care of what's going on. And yeah, we're still on countdown until the government shuts its operations for a time. And we'll see how the rest of the country freaks out about it. Kind of reminds me of a scene on Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments. The priests are freaking out because it was dark for 3 days, and then after that, everything was fine, and they started screaming and yelling, Give Moses what he wants. Free the slaves at this point over here." And the brain says, "Does fear on Egypt, or do I?" Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Anyway, we'll see what happens.